Hi, welcome to Marshashana Yoga. I am so happy that you could join me. How did you sleep last night? If you're like many, there are nights when you suffer from insomnia. Insomnia is defined as an inability to fall asleep or stay asleep, and also difficulty with staying awake during the day. Of course, the quality and quantity of sleep can be the result of many conditions, such as anxiety, depression, hormonal fluctuations, heartburn, etc. The type of insomnia most people suffer from is sleep maintenance insomnia, characterized by the ability to fall asleep but not stay asleep. In this case, the nervous system is all wound up, the sympathetic nervous system is turned on, and the brain won't stop thinking. Sometimes insomnia is caused by circadian rhythm disorders. This happens when the body's internal clock doesn't sync with their real-life situations. This would include those who work the night shift or on a rotating shift, or those with a new baby, or those undergoing a traumatic situation like death or divorce. Of course, what you eat and drink affects your sleep. Everyone knows you should probably forego that coffee right before bed. But caffeine is also in chocolate, some over-the-counter pain relievers, cold medicines, and diet pills. Some prescription meds can also play a role. Some blood pressure pills, asthma drugs, and certain antidepressants. So, how does yoga assist us in sleeping? Well, for one thing, it can allow us to shift from the arousing sympathetic nervous system to the more relaxing parasympathetic nervous system. This is not mumbo jumbo. This has been measured by monitoring the levels of stress hormones such as cortisol. Insomniacs have these in higher levels and in more frequent bursts. It is found, and this is where yoga can help too, that people who have a hard time sleeping don't necessarily have more stress, but perceive that they do. These people react more intensely, and so their fight or flight response is always turned on. Yoga relaxes the nervous system, so you react less. Fewer breakdowns? Perfect. These adrenaline surges that can be controlled through yoga, breathwork, and meditation can be extremely problematic. Arguments with family or friends, problems at work, and more can ensue. We can calm the nervous system and the mind with inversions, ideal for treating insomnia. The postures can reduce muscle tension, and that can help. Some people may be clenching their jaws, and this can cause headaches. And we know about that dreaded feeling when you know you have to go to work, you gotta get up with the kids, whatever, and the pressure of that just amps the insomnia thing up. Now, fear gets in the way. In yogic thinking, we need to accept that the body just won't sleep right now and let go. What about the breath work? That raises the levels of carbon dioxide, a natural sedative. That's why, when you're uptight, your breath gets shallow and rapid. You begin to lose carbon dioxide. As a side note, if you're vacationing at a high altitude, you might notice the same effect. Yoga can help increase melatonin levels as well. Melatonin, which is produced by the pituitary gland, regulates the internal clock, so this can be helpful. Self-study, or svadhyaya, is important too. It means looking at your own individual self. Some people can drink coffee before bed and sleep fine. Some can't. Noticing, just noticing and observing your own body and mind can bring much insight. Keeping some notes on anything that might affect your sleep can give you more information too. Science backs up yoga again. Harvard School's Mind-Body Medical Institute studied 102 people with chronic insomnia. There was no control group to contrast, but who needs it when 100% showed improvement in their sleep? And 90% of those on sleep meds stopped or cut back on their use. And after 6 months, 90% maintained that improvement in their sleep. Another trial of 69 elderly people using a combination of yoga, chanting, and herbs showed statistically significant increases in the duration of their sleep. So, with that in mind, we're going to move to the mat and focus on some postures and breath work that will help you to sleep. So we begin here. If you have a bolster, you can begin in Supta Baddha Konasana or a bound angle pose. Otherwise, you can just be relaxing on the mat with your legs straight and your head on a small pillow. I remind you as we move through our session that yoga should not cause pain. So if you feel any sensation of pain, just move out of that posture and into a resting posture. And now we bring the attention to our breath. Just noticing the rise and fall of your breath. And just for a moment, scan the body, notice any parts that may be tight. Just noticing, having an awareness of your body. And just allow yourself to be free from distractions. Particularly important if you're having a night when you can't sleep, to just shut off the lights and the sounds and just be quiet. And as we lay here today, I ask that you invite a sense of peace and stillness to come. So just begin to just deepen your breath, taking a couple of nice deep breaths. And as concerns do come to mind, just allow them to drift away like dandelion fluff moving off. The mind wants to keep going, wants to stay very busy. So we just attempt to calm it by drawing it back to the breath. We know that the busyness of our lives can carry over into the nighttime. So try to make your bedroom a place of tranquility and peace. Just for a moment, draw your hands to your abdomen and just allow them to rest there for a moment. Noticing the body, the abdomen as it moves in and out with the breath. Just a technique to keep the mind with the body. And then just release the hands to the side and allow the legs to go long. Begin to just point and flex the feet. So just stretching the feet, pointing forward, and then drawing the toes back to the face, and then moving them forward, just getting a nice stretch through the top and bringing the feet back. And once again, pointing and flexing. And then coming to neutral, just close the toes and then open them and spread them wide. And then close the toes and open them wide. Take the feet a little further apart and just make some circles with the ankles, nice, big, slow circles, preparing the ankles for the asanas that we'll do, and then going in the other direction. And then coming to center, bring the big toes together, point them forward. Bring them back up, bring the legs back to hip distance apart. Bring the arms up in the air, and with the thumb leading, extend the arms back behind you. Reach through the heels, lengthening through the sides of the body. Taking a deep breath here. Inhaling again. And exhaling down. And then bringing the arms straight up. Make sure that if you turn your hands this way, you can see your fingertips so that you're not back behind your shoulders. Very important. And then bring the palms facing each other and just gently open and close the fist. And make the arms nice and long, but keep the shoulders down. Let your toes be at the ceiling. And then turn your palms up, stretching the back of the wrist, and then dropping the fingertips down, up, and down, and once more, up to the ceiling. And then dropping them down. Bring the hands back facing, the palms facing, and once again, extend through the arms, extend through the legs. Always going for that stretching of the spine to release the energy, and then exhaling your arms down in time with your breath. And then just move your bolster, if you're on a bolster, move that off to the side or a pillow, and come down to a flat back position. Have your belt nearby. And here we're just going to check the body for alignment, make sure it's nice and long. And once again, we're going to do that extension on the floor. Reaching through the fingertips and the heels, keeping the legs well grounded at the bottom of the leg. And then just adding a pelvic tilt, moving the pelvis towards the face, just to loosen up that lower back area. And then releasing that and letting the arms come down by the side. This gentle stretching, just 20 minutes of this, releases serotonin in the brain, calming. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time, and bring your knees to your chest one at a time and gently rock them. Leave about a fist distance between the legs and feet, at least. So you don't want them to be right together. And just gently rocking, warming up that back, and then a little side to side. Noticing the feeling of the sacrum on the floor. Keeping that mind-body awareness. Come back to center. Bring your hands to the back upper part of your thighs, and just let your knees come open a little, and then just gently rocking this back and forth. We're just coming a little bit higher up on the back. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Extend the arms and extend the legs, making sure your body is nice and straight on the mat. Inhaling deeply, exhaling the arms down by the side. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Cross your left leg over your right. Make sure your hip and knee are in line. Bring your left hand to your left knee, right to the right. Draw this configuration to the chest. Take a breath here. And just letting that hip relax. And you'll notice today that we'll just hold the postures a little bit longer because we are doing this session on insomnia. So lifting that leg up, push that thigh into the interlaced fingers and just point and flex that foot. And then if you're able, draw that knee down and bring the interlaced fingers to the front and draw that up. If you're unable to do that, that's fine. Just stay right behind the knee. You feel a little more intensity in that left hip with this stretch. Drop the right foot to the floor, cross the other one all the way over. Left palm comes down at a slight T at your side. Right hand draws the knees to the right. Twists are good for getting rid of stale emotions. So if you're carrying a lot of emotional stuff and trying to sleep, these twists can help. Inhale to center. Uncross the legs. Lengthen the body. Stretch the body. And then exhaling down. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Cross the right leg over the left. Take the right hand to the right knee, left to the left. Bring that up. Take a deep breath. And then just reach in between, extend that leg up and just point and flex that leg a little. And then fold that down, and if you're able, bringing the hands to the front, drawing that in. Bring the left foot to the floor, let the other cross all the way over. Right palm comes face down, palm down, and then just drawing the legs to the left. The head can move slightly to the right. Inhaling to center, lengthening the arms, lengthening the legs, stretching. And then take your belt, bring your feet to the floor, and keeping the right foot planted firmly on the floor, take the other leg up. We always start with these similar stretches because there's some parts of the body that we really need to address before we begin any session, and the hamstrings and the back are two of those areas. So we're lengthening the leg, we're pushing that thigh forward, we're lengthening the arms, so the arms are long. You don't want to be down here, and you don't want to be doing this. So the grip on the belt remains somewhat relaxed if you're able. That takes a while. But just pushing that thigh forward, spreading the toes, the sole of the foot is straight up. That other knee is pointed at the ceiling. Bring your elbows apart, draw that thigh into the chest, pause. Extend it back up. Take both sides of the belt in the left hand and just anchor your right hip with your right hand. Let that just drift off for a moment, just to wherever you can go comfortably while still keeping this right knee up. And again, that action of moving the thigh forward engages that hamstring. Bring that back up, take both sides of the belt in the right, and just let that cross over that right knee a little bit. Getting a nice stretch through the IT band at the side. Bring it back up and take that leg down. Place the left foot firmly on the floor, take the right foot up. Extend it, extend the arms, push the thigh, move that thigh forward, spread the toes, and just let that hamstring elongate a little, and then draw into the chest, and push back up. Maybe getting a little more extension. Take both sides of the belt in the right hand, anchor the left hip with the left hand, and just let that move out to the side. Move the thigh forward. And then coming back up, take the belt in the opposite hand, let the leg cross over the knee a little bit. An intense stretch for the side. Bring it back up, and then release that leg down and set your belt to the side. And once more, we'll just lengthen. And exhaling down. And we'll come up, roll over, and come up to a simple seated position. Just going to take our fingertips back by our sides, open and lift the chest just a little bit to get that spinal extension. And then we're going to bring the hands to the tops of the knees and begin spinal rotation, where we're inhaling forward, exhaling back, inhaling forward, exhaling back, forward, and back, and just closing the eyes and going within. So as we move forward, we push the abdomen out, and as we come back, we bring it back in and lengthen the arms. And you can do this at your own pace. And then coming back to center, we'll take it in the opposite direction. And this allows you to go within a little bit and just kind of finding that calm place. And then just coming back to center. We're going to just make the spine nice and straight. And then we're going to, and also in this position, you want to make sure that your feet are as close to under your knees as possible, because that reduces the pressure in that area. So we're going to extend the spine, always keeping that straight, and inhale the head left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Just stretching that neck. Inhale left, exhaling right, and coming back to center. Inhale, lift the chin, stretch the neck. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale the head down. Inhale up. Exhale down. It's good to stretch the neck. It is a precarious area, so we try to be very gentle and careful with the neck. And if you do have your pillow nearby, just raise your head and then place your pillow under. Tuck the head. Tuck the chin and just rest. This is a very calming position. So you can stay in this position at home, you know, if you want some calmness for a little while. And then just releasing the pillow. Bring the left hand to the right knee, extend your spine up, and then gently twist, just letting that right arm relax behind you. Come back to center. Bring the right hand to the left knee, extend the spine up, turn. Keep the sits bones well grounded. Let the arm relax behind you. And then coming back to center. We're just going to extend that spine up and fold over. So any type of postures where you're folding over like this and coming down is soothing to the body. So this is a good posture for when you can't sleep. And you just want to stay in this position for a while if you are up in the middle of the night. And we shorten the postures to stay within our time frame here on the show. So just coming back up. Bring the feet together in bound angle position. We're just going to gently bring the legs up and down. We might normally do this in a faster manner, this butterfly, but for now we're just going to go slower than usual. And then coming back down. And then to release from this position, just bring your legs gently by the side on the outer thigh, and then extending the legs one at a time. Now we'll move into Dandasana, a staff pose. And here we bring the fingertips to the side. We lift the spine. Want to make sure that your feet are on the center of the heels. The yoga toes are pointed up. The legs, the back of your legs and the buttocks are well grounded. We just lift the chest, extend, and then reaching forward as much as possible and lifting the chest. As you inhale, you create spaciousness in the chest area. As you exhale, you just come down. This is an intense stretch for the back of the body. Also tones the abdominals, strengthens the reproductive system. Very calming to the nervous system. And then just walking your hands back up. We'll just tap the legs a little bit here, just for circulation. Bringing them apart a little, just windshield in and out. And now we'll come to a cat-cow position on the mat. So in the table position, we start with the shoulders right over the wrist, hips right over the knees. We have a nice square position. We're going to inhale to flat back. Exhale, round and tuck. Lengthen the arms. Pull the abdomen up. Inhale, head comes up, flat back. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale up. Exhale, rounding and tucking. Come back to neutral, and just gently wagging the hips back and forth. And then coming back to center. And although we don't usually do positions in a flow for insomnia, we are going to do a cat-cow flow here for a moment. So we're just going to inhale the head forward. Exhale, round and come back. Drop the forearms to the ground. Inhale through. Exhale, tuck the tummy up and come back. Inhale. And then exhaling very, very slowly, very, very gently. And then just coming into toes together, knees apart, child's pose, resting the head. Child's pose is a fantastic posture for insomnia. Sometimes I think just resting in that pose would be good. So we're going to come up now, and we're going to take off the blanket, if you have one, and we're going to come down to the mat. And I'm going to show you now. We've done down dog many times in the past with you, but this time we're going to do a supported version. So using pillows or whatever you like, you can use blankets. We're going to come to a place where we can rest the head as we do down dog. So let's see how this goes. So we can begin again in table, and we can walk the hands forward. More room here. And then as you come up, you tuck the toes, come up, and rest the head. This is the inversion, an inversion where the head is below the pelvis. We talked about this being good for insomnia. So just resting in this position. And then just coming down. Coming into another nice position is a supported child's pose. Comes just slightly between the knees, resting. And then we always move the head to the other side as well. And then just coming up. Now, if you do wake up in the middle of the night, the best thing to do is to not turn on the TV or or pick up a book, because that just stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. What does that do? It releases those stress hormones. So you're better off keeping things quiet when you wake up and going into these postures. Also, if you're lying on your right side, you're better off, because the left nostril is more calm. If you're breathing through the left nostril, it's more calming. So that's another thought. Okay, so now we will come down to, come up to our feet. We're going to bring the blocks to the front of the mat and stack them. And we have done this pose before as well. So we're coming into the wide pose. So we're going to step wide. Feet are even and parallel. Going to extend the spine up, and then tucking the tummy back, we're going to come down into this supported forward fold. The hands come down to the mat. You're keeping the arches lifted and those inner thighs, and you're just letting the head rest. So we're just taking a few minutes here to just let the nervous system calm down. This is a great pose for insomnia. The things you don't want to do are things like back bends, no good. Anywhere where you're opening up a lot of the chest. Also, no flows like sun salutation where you're moving rapidly from one posture to another. No rapid breathing like bellows breath, and no music. Keep the music off during that time too. So now I'm going to show you, I showed you the restorative pose on the bolster, child's pose, which is great. And I'm going to show you another one. This is really nice posture for insomnia. And what you do is you bring your, it's called legs up against the wall. And you bring your blanket right near the wall. And then you bring your hip right up as close as possible to the wall. And you come back, bring your pillow behind you. Should have said that. Bring your pillow behind you. And then just swing your legs up. Place them on the wall and place the pillow behind you. Feet are about hip distance apart. You want to get as close to the wall as possible. I'm a little far away here, but you want to be, let me try that. Let's go back up into that posture. Bringing the legs up against the wall. And just getting yourself in a comfortable spot. And we just rest. Now this posture is good too because the oxygen the blood is coming against gravity. So it brings the blood back down, and it's just a really nice, rejuvenating, restorative pose. So you can stay in this position for quite a long time. and it's good for you. So anytime you can't sleep, this is a great posture to be in. And then you can just move to the side to come off. Now we come back to the mat. We're going to just bring our blanket back down, and we're going to sit on the bolster for a few minutes. Do some breath work. So you can sit on the edge of your bolster or a blanket, or you can sit right on the mat, whatever is comfortable for you. The only thing you should do is to support your knees so they're not hanging loosely, particularly if your legs are up here. So you want to keep those supported. So we're going to begin, and I'm going to teach you Ujjayi breath, which we may have touched on before. Ujjayi breath is ocean-sounding breath, so you get it by constricting slightly at the back of the throat. And you hear the sound yourself, so it's audible to you. In Ujjayi, it impedes the flow of the breath, making the exhalation longer than the inhalation, which calms the nervous system and decreases heart rate. But never exhale longer than is comfortable. That just stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. So we're going to begin now with Ujjayi breath. We're going to inhale, constricting at the back of the throat. So just closing the eyes, palms up and open. So that's one way, one type of breath work you can do. You can also block your right nostril in this position where you bring the two fingers down, these two are out, thumb is out, you cup, and you can just leave the left nostril open and breathe through there for a while. You can also do counting breath. So you can just lie down with your head supported a little, count to 10 for your inhalation, 10 for your exhalation. If you're distracted, just return to the breath. There's another way. You probably want to master these a little better beforehand and not be struggling to learn as you are struggling to sleep. There are several other things that can be helpful. And here's something, acupuncture point. So with your left hand, just draw your fingers in, and right where your middle finger lands, just take your thumb and just press into that, into the heart of the palm. So we just do that for 1 minute, and that might possibly help. So I'm throwing a lot of tools at you in order to do this. Now we're going to go into Shavasana. So we're going to just lay down on our blanket, either flat on the back, or you put the bolster under your legs and the pillow under your head. So you come into this position, restful and relaxed with palms up. And as you do that, I'll just talk about a few other things. There are several other things you can do in a natural way to help you sleep. Hot bath is good. Maybe a gentle massage. Make sure it's dark in the room, that you turn your clocks away. Avoid naps during the daytime. Acupuncture could help. Melatonin can help you. Aromatherapy. And some people use a light box, especially during the winter months, to stay awake longer, to keep it light longer. And there are actually some foods that can help you with insomnia. Things that you might eat if you're up and trying to get back to sleep. Peanut butter, pumpkin seeds, pineapple, cheese and crackers, walnuts or almonds, lemon balm or green tea, hummus, tart cherries, cereal and milk, and bananas. So as you rest, just allow the mind to relax. Draw your attention to your breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your breath. Let the concerns of tomorrow drift away. Never let the sadness of the past or the fear of the future destroy the happiness of your present. Breathing in and out. Attend to the breath. Let the rhythm slow and settle, filling and emptying. Draw the outside in and then release. Simplicity and ease. Nothing to do but breathe, relax, and feel the free movement of air and life force. Watch the play of energy and sensation. Allow everything to be without the need to change or fix or make it different. This moment, you can listen to your soul. This breath, you can have no goal but being. You are already complete. This, just this, is what it means to be whole. Bring your attention to your feet and just allow them to relax. Notice the weight of your legs on the bolster. Let the legs be heavy. Soften the abdomen. Soften the heart. Let the arms relax and release each and every finger. Allow the back body to descend, the shoulders to relax. Relax your neck. Soften the tongue and the throat. Release the corners of your mouth and the corners of your eyes. Let all the facial muscles just release. Rest your mind. Attend to your breath. And just begin to bring movement back to the fingers and toes. And then just gently roll to your side. And just rest here with a feeling of gratitude and peacefulness. And then very gently, maintaining your sense of tranquility, bring yourself to a simple seated position. Bring the hands to heart center. Sit tall, ground down to the earth. Bow the thinking mind to the inner wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.